Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. More specifically, welcome to another Wake Up Wednesday. Now, before I get into anything, let me say a huge welcome to anyone who is here for the very first time. My name is Nissy, and on this channel, we are all about empowerment, positivity, learning, growing, and being the best version of ourselves. You can expect loads of different types of content like this. So every single Wednesday, Wake Up Wednesday comes out to motivate, inspire, and hopefully push you to being the best version of yourself. And then you will also see things like vlogs or just random videos that shows lifestyle and also other empowerment content as well. Now that I've done all of that and I've welcomed all the new people then, because there's been a few of you guys, I want to dive straight into this video. So this is super exciting because, as I'm sure you know, myself and my fiance, who is soon to be my husband, have gotten ourselves a 3-bedroom apartment. And if you watch the empty-ish apartment / flat tour, you will see that we were basically just explaining that due to our faith, we just don't believe in cohabiting. We know that everyone has a different opinion on it. You can have your own opinion. That is you. But yeah, super exciting times. Thank you so much, by the way, to all the people that sent so much love. The amount of love, like I couldn't even get through people's comments on the YouTube channel, so I just put up a pinned comment just to say thank you to everyone. I just wanted to say before I do anything that I really appreciate you guys. You guys have really been a part of this journey with me, and then obviously I added Ben into the mix as well, my fiance Ben, just in case you don't know, and he's now part of the mix and he's a part of this crazy journey as well. Honestly means the world to me. But today, like I said, is another Wake Up Wednesday. And as you can see by the title of this video, I really wanted to basically just encourage people to just say that what is yours will never pass you by. And I know that it's easier, you know, it's easier said than done. Sometimes you have those moments where you're just like, yeah, no, I give up. Or you might turn around and say, nah, do you know what? I thought that this thing was for me, but I'm getting a bad feeling, or it's not gonna happen, or I got really negative feedback, or whatever it is. But I just want to remind you that what is yours will never pass you by. And I wanted to use this place as an example. So, you know, myself and obviously Ben, we were kind of like, well, I got a word from God, right? You guys know, anyone that's, you know, joined the channel for the very first time, you know, my faith means a lot to me. I'm someone that talks about my faith very openly. It's integrated into every single part of my life. And so for me, I make every effort to try and be in tune with what God is saying to me in terms of the next move and what we have to do. So I basically got a word from God that was just like, move. Like, as in, if you want to go to the next level, if you want to move away, because I felt almost as though I had plateaued. So even if, for example, you saw on my YouTube channel or you saw on my other platforms, I felt like I'd gotten stuck. I'd gotten stuck in the same place. I'd hit the same kind of, you know, even in terms of numbers, if, you know, I'm not really that person that encourages people to stay focused on numbers anyway, but if we're going to focus even on numbers, I feel as though I really plateaued. It was like I was going up at a period, and then it went up really fast at a period, and then all of a sudden it just went like this. So I'm still going, which is amazing, but it just doesn't feel like anything is moving up. I just feel like I'm at the same place. And I just basically heard God say, listen, if you want to shift things in your life, if you want things to change, if you want to upgrade, if you want to, you know, really make a move in your life, in every aspect, you know, spiritually, emotionally, financially, everythingly, basically, you need to learn to move. And I guess this is like a 2-in-1 of a Wake Up Wednesday. You could even entitle this Move, because for me, it had to be in that moment that it had to click, where I was like, I know that being in the same place, it's uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it's even comfortable, because for me, I started to get very uncomfortable. Every day, I just felt like I don't want to be at home anymore. Not because I don't love my family, not because I don't love, you know, my household and the fun that I have with my siblings, but purely because I felt like I had outgrown that space. And that's another thing that I want to say to you before I move on. Sometimes you need to recognize when you have outgrown a space. You need to recognize when you have outgrown a potential moment in your life. And if you are not able to recognize that, you will end up literally self-destructing or self-harming, because you're getting more and more frustrated in that space that you're in that moment, not realizing what it is. And all it could be is that you've just outgrown a space. It's like when you get older and your shoe size grows, right? Let's just say whatever size it is, I'm not gonna be there trying to squeeze my foot into a UK size 3. I have outgrown it. And even if I do try to squeeze my foot in there, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna be painful. I'll probably tear up the shoe. I'll probably tear up the heel. If it's the heel, I'll probably break the heel. Why? Because that thing wasn't designed to support the current me. And I felt like that about my life. I felt as though, you know, there were so many other things. You guys know I'm such a go-getter. I'm someone that talks about, you know, the dreams and aspirations that I have so much, and I share it with you guys because I hope that it would encourage you to say, do you know what, wait a minute, my dreams are not too big. I can do this. I can make that happen. So for me, my dreams and aspirations are so big, and I felt as though where I was in terms of my family home was restrictive. Again, I'm going to make it very clear, not because I don't love my family, not because my family haven't made effort to, you know, to make sure that we always had food on the table, we always made things happen, but just because me, myself, and I came to recognize that I had outgrown that space. So I heard move, right? So I was like, do you know what? I need to go and talk to Ben. So obviously I spoke to Ben and I was like, listen, I just heard God say move. We just need to go. We need to find our own place. And I heard move in terms of speeding up the process and not waiting for somebody else to give us confirmation for things like us getting married, moving into our own place and that sort of thing, because obviously we were supposed to have the whole traditional white wedding, everything this year. In 2020, we'd already booked a date. Thank God we hadn't gone past just putting a deposit down for the venue. Other than that, we hadn't done too much. So we actually haven't necessarily lost, we haven't lost out on any money because our venue are being very kind and they're allowing us to move it to next year, which I know is not the case for a lot of people. So honestly, my heart goes out to you if you've like lost money during this process and whatnot. We were very blessed that we didn't. However, it did mean that everything got put on pause. And we were like, okay, you know, let's maybe just wait to see what's gonna happen. Obviously, we don't know, will Corona disappear? Will we be able to get married this year? Let's just wait. The longer and longer we waited, the more frustrated we grew because we had plans and we had things that we wanted to do. And of course, we know that, you know, ultimately God's plan is always higher than our own plans, etc., etc. But we knew in our heart of hearts that we want to get married. You know, this is something that we made a decision in. We started the process already with our family, etc. The traditional engagement, all of that stuff. We just wanted to finish the process now. And so I just heard move. So I sat down, I spoke to Ben and I was like, listen, God is telling us to just move. We need to just make things happen. So we started a crazy search. We started searching flats, apartments, houses everywhere. All over the UK, we went to go and see, we went to so many viewings to go and see different places, so many places we did not like. And it was this place, this particular place that we're in right now that I really, really liked. At first, Ben wasn't 100% about it because the rooms looked quite small in the pictures and he wanted somewhere where we had a lot of space, obviously because we both technically work from home. So we need space. I film, I need to have space to put my equipment. He needs to be able to put his work. He has like 3 monitors that he needs. So we don't want to be on top of each other. We wanted somewhere where it was spacious enough for us to be comfortable in. And in the pictures, it did not look like that. I'm giving you guys some insight as to the process that we actually went through to get in this place. But long story short, we ended up coming, seeing it, loved it, was like, okay, cool, let's put a holding deposit on it and let's start sending in the paperwork. It wasn't necessarily the easiest process. It felt as though every time we felt like we were getting somewhere, there was something bringing us a step back. Now, I'm not gonna exaggerate and say we were there for months and months, but for weeks after we had filled in all of the documents, we were very, very adamant to make sure that we do everything on time, promptly. But every single time, it felt like something just wasn't happening. Something was going wrong. Like, you know, they didn't pick up on something, or they didn't pick up on the paperwork, or the paperwork was wrong, or they don't think that we're eligible for the place. There were so many different things that happened that just made us think like, okay. And I remember Ben and I asking each other this question. We literally said, what would we do or how would we feel if we didn't get this place? Because at this point, this was the only place that we really, really liked. We stopped looking elsewhere. We stopped, booking viewings and all that kind of stuff. We stopped searching. This was the only place. And we had gotten to a point where it felt as though this might not necessarily work out. So we literally were, well, at least I know I don't know about Ben, but I was kind of like preparing myself a little bit like, okay, Nissy, You need to prepare yourself, because if we don't get this place, you can't be too disappointed. You can't be too frustrated. We're just going to make things happen. It's okay. Like, it's not that deep. It's okay. I was starting to prepare myself mentally, because I knew if I didn't, I would be so devastated, because literally this was one of my, when we first started the search, this was one of my top favorite places. I loved everything about it. And then obviously when, you know, Ben had a few doubts and stuff like that, I was kind of like, but I love it. But yeah, you know, I was starting to prepare my mind and prepare myself. But then all of a sudden, just in the last minute, the last hurdle, just when we thought that, okay, maybe this is not going to work out, we got a confirmation saying, you know, everything has been successful. We processed everything. Come and pick up the keys on Thursday. And that is the moment where we were like, this was meant to be for us, because the way it was going seemed to go completely against that sentiment. And we even said it. There was even one point when, was it after we came to view the place? Maybe it was after we came to view the place. I don't know. But even in the car, we were talking, and I remember saying, if it's meant to be for us, it will be ours. That's what I kept repeating to myself. And then obviously that was before the whole crazy process started to happen. And that moment where we finally got the confirmation email, and Ben forwarded it to me and was like, we got the place. And he called me up and was like, yeah, it's happening. We've got it, whatnot. It went back to that sentiment, which is, what is for you will never pass you by. And I know that sometimes it's hard to hear, because there are some times where you have been disappointed. There have been moments where you really thought something was yours, and then it didn't come to pass, or it didn't happen the way that you had intended, and you were so disappointed. So now you're afraid. You're afraid to get excited. You're afraid to trust. You're afraid to put things at a certain standard, because you are afraid that if you do, or you get excited about something, or you put your hopes and dreams and aspirations into this thing, if it doesn't happen again, you might end up getting upset or frustrated again. So you will end up going back to square one again. But let me remind you once again, just so you can hear it loud and clear. And this is what I'm going to end on. What is yours will never pass you by. If that relationship and that person that, you know, had come into your life, or whatever it is, and you guys have maybe gone your separate ways, if that person was meant for you, they will not pass you by. That job or that career that you are applying for, if it was meant for you, it will never pass you by. And you just need to trust. You can believe in whatever you want to believe, but for me personally, I truly do believe that once God has put his hand over something and has blessed something, I truly do believe that, honestly speaking, and I know that not everyone is gonna, you know, believe in God or whatever. You can believe in whatever you want to believe, but for me personally, I truly know that whatever it is that God has intended for me, whatever it is that God wants for me, is going to happen. No matter what anyone says, no matter what, if anyone tries to throw a curse my way, which, by the way, cannot be successful over me, my family, or my household, or my people, or my loved ones. Let me just tell you that for free. Even if someone is trying to curse me, curse my name, curse my family, whatever it is that people seem to think that they have control over, I truly do believe that as somebody who sits under God, okay, who sits under God, I truly do believe that what is for me, no matter what the circumstances around, will always be mine. So I just wanted to encourage you. You know, this wasn't necessarily one of those videos where I'm coming to snatch your edges. Don't worry, guys, that's probably gonna be me next week, okay? I'm not coming to snatch your edges for today. I really wanted to just give you that as a word of encouragement, just to say what is yours will never pass you by. And I'm speaking to anyone even now who's been hoping for a brand new job or career or new path or new something. You're waiting and hoping for something new. Honestly speaking, just continue to have faith and continue to stand on the fact that, listen, this thing, right? This thing, if it's meant for me, it will not pass me by. And if it so happens that it doesn't work out the way that I had intended, it just means that it wasn't meant for me. It just means that if anything, there's better to come. There's more to come for me. There's even greater to come for me. So I really want you to take that and apply that to your own heart and to your own life, because I know how easy it is to fall into disappointment when things do not go according to our plan, the way that we see it. But just remember, whatever is yours will never pass you by. So guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed today's Wake Up Wednesday. Once again, thank you so much for all the love, all the support. If you haven't yet checked out the video, I'll link it in the description box below in terms of the empty-ish apartment tour. And of course, I'm going to be updating you guys very, very soon when we really decorate. You know, we're going to take our time. We've got things like TV, sofa, etc., plates, cutlery. But I'm going to really take, you know, my time because Ben has given me creative license to be able to kind of figure out the decor and the feng shui of the place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you're back here every single Wednesday for more content just like this in order to empower and encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Stay beautiful.